Bill, if you were shopping for a home right now and watching new listings and whatnot, would you think that days on the market are going up, staying about the same, or going down?
I would think that they're going up. I would just guess that the market slowed down a little bit, maybe the seasonality, and then certainly interest rates. I would think that would be making homes take longer to sell.
Yeah. Well, and you wouldn't be totally wrong, but you definitely wouldn't be totally right either. And that is what is so fun about this particular metric. So yes, we're seeing more price drops in the market. We're seeing sold price to list price ratio go down. It's been around 100% in the last few years. And now we're at 96, 97%, depending on which county you look at, which may seem like a lot, 3 to 4% in your pocket if you're a seller, right? Mm-hmm. But historically, what would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, historically, I always thought it was more around 90%, and you said there were some years that were even as far down as 85%. So, you know, 9-10% off of your asking price is certainly a much bigger number than 3% or 4%.
Yeah, so really good. And the other positive indicator is home prices, right? I think it feels like because of the way the market has shifted a little bit that prices might actually be down, certainly from the 18, 19, 20% appreciation we were seeing on an annual basis. But what's happening right now with prices?
Prices are actually up, what, 3% something to year to date?
4% or 5%,
4%?
Depending on which market that you...
Which segment of the market you're in, yeah.
Well, yes. And actually, when we looked at this last quarter, it was 3%. And actually, prices have rebounded year to date, January to the end of November, up to 5%. So that's more in line with what normal home prices are. So all that being said, though, if you're a consumer right now and you're watching the market, you do feel like maybe prices are going down. Maybe homes are staying on the market a little bit longer. What's actually happening with days on the market?
So days on the market, 2022, the median was 46. This year, 2023, the median days on the market actually is just up 1 to 47. So interesting, those are about the same. If we look at average days on the market, 2022 year to date was 68. This year, 2023, it is up to 76. So up about 10, 12%, something like that, but not a drastic up, but an up. So tell me a little bit, median staying the same, but average is going up.
Well, this is fun. We get to nerd out on math a little bit. The difference between median and average. So median is the center number in a series of numbers. So that tells us if you've got 100 homes that have sold, most of them are selling in about 45 days, that middle number. The average, though, tells us that ones that are taking longer to sell are taking even longer to sell. So that's why you're seeing that average move up. And we might see median days across the market move up, but what we're seeing in the market is if a home is priced right, it is still selling relatively quickly. And it does make a difference what type of home, where it's located, what the price is, and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting market. It's a little bit unpredictable. Mm-hmm. You know, we're seeing, as you said, we're seeing a lot more price reductions. It's almost the norm now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that is, but values are still up and up fairly nicely. And I think the 3-year forecast, at least on a national level, is still to see that 3-4% up. But we are seeing some price reductions coming through. So what does that tell you about when you go to list, like as far as our strategy? What's one of the more important things we do?
The absolute most important thing of many things that we do is make sure that we price it right. And that is a lot harder to do in our market than it is in some others because we have specialty properties, right?
That's right. Ultimately, days on the market are, you love the saying, days on the market are the enemy. They're certainly the enemy to eroding value, eroding the price that a seller's ultimately going to be able to get. So it's still a seller's market, I would say. I would say opportunities are starting to open up for buyers, though.
No doubt.
But it is definitely more of a challenge to get the pricing right, and that's probably where, definitely where an expert, maybe a team to get multiple eyes on that, it's important to get that pricing correct from the get-go. And then if not, within the first 2 weeks, would you say, Elisa, the first 10 days? Like,
yeah, even the best, most experienced realtors that do dozens of transactions a year like we do and that really nerd out on the numbers will sometimes get it wrong. What you want is to make sure that you react to it quickly, right? So if you take that strategy, there's multiple pricing strategies you can go with. You can kind of go with an auction approach and let the exuberance that comes from pricing close but maybe below what you think true market value is drive the exuberance up. We like that. We see a lot of our clients do really well with that. Or you can, set the price a little bit higher and adjust accordingly until you reach your threshold to try to keep as much money as possible. There are merits to both ways, although I think our bias would be more to the really competitive pricing. But once you do set your price, there are key indicators that will tell your realtor if they have experience. They'll know how many showings they should have, how many offers they should have within a certain amount of time, depending on price. Luxury homes not always, often take a little bit longer to sell because there's a smaller buyer pool, but they should be able to advise you and then react quickly to keep that enemy at bay.
Yeah, so we are going to talk in more depth in one of these upcoming videos about seasonality, when the right time to go to market is, when more homes sell or percentage of listings on the market, that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for a valuation on your home today, whether you're thinking about selling now or selling later, one of us here at the Winslow Group are happy to come out, take a look, and put some numbers to paper for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're thinking about buying, it's still a great time to buy too because prices are stabilizing and interest rates are high. You can always refinance before lower interest rates bring more people in the market and push those prices back up. So your situation is unique. We have the ideas to help you position yourself, whether you're buying or selling. Give us a call or DM us today.